เรื่องของการสื่อสารในโลกออนไลน์ก็สร้างโอกาสใหม่ๆอย่างมากมายนะคะโดยเฉพาะผู้ประกอบการสตาร์ทอัพสำหรับในเมืองไทยเป็นที่นิยมเป็นกระแสที่พูดถึงอย่างมากในช่วง 2-3 ปีที่ผ่านมาแต่ในต่างประเทศหลายๆประเทศพัฒนาไปไกลมากใช้เวลาไม่ต่ำกว่า10 ปีแล้วนะคะสำหรับการพัฒนาสตาร์ทอัพก็เป็นส่วนหนึ่งที่ไทยเดินหน้าให้การสนับสนุนในเชิงนวัตกรรมเพื่อเข้าสู่แนวทางไทยแลนด์ 4.0 ดิฉันได้มีโอกาสสัมภาษณ์คุณบารักชาราบีซึ่งเป็นผู้ให้คำปรึกษาเรื่องสตาร์ทอัพเป็นผู้เชี่ยวชาญจากประเทศอิสราเอลที่ระบุว่าในปี 2017 ที่ผ่านมาประเทศไทยน่าจะพอใจถึงความสำเร็จของสตาร์ทอัพได้ในระดับหนึ่งแต่ก็มีโจทย์ใหญ่ๆอีกมากมายที่รอการสนับสนุนทั้งจากภาครัฐและภาคเอกชนค่ะ
Thailand enjoy certain knowledge of the market and enjoy knowledge of the culture, the language. So it's easier for them to compete in Thailand. But when you cross in the borders, this is when the competition becomes much harder. And if you have strong technology, then you have an advantage over the competition. Last year, it was like almost 600, 700 startups in the ecosystems in terms of startups and VCs and CVCs. So basically the whole ecosystem was very, very interesting to see how it's expanding and how people are interested. I call it a big small because you see small things that affect so many people and they allow you to go to rural areas in the country and in other locations. They allow you to solve problems that maybe sometimes government find challenging or startups can go much faster, even from the big corporations.
Out of 600 to 700 of startup entrepreneurs in Thailand, what's the successful rate?
Wow. So depends on what you call success rate. Is it funding? Is it excelling beyond the country? So it's like if you take into account only going scaling outside of Thailand, not many actually went outside of Thailand. If you call in funding, I think in the past 6 years, if I remember the numbers correctly, it's about 90-something startups that got funded, which is a lot. Last year alone, we're talking about $100 million, above $100 million investments. So it started with dozens of millions, and then it went to 30, 40, then dropped a bit, then up to 60, 70, then 100. So you can see that more and more. And I think it's also because the last 2 years, you can see a big role for the big conglomerates. They see this trend, and it's not just a trend, they also understand that this is a necessity. They cannot go and invest in everything. They cannot do everything by themselves. So I think it's good collaboration for the ecosystem to basically embrace the startups. And that's what they've done. And they created CVCs and they created VCs.
If you compare, because you travel a lot and you also very much aware of ecosystem of other countries, is Thailand ready to really support startup entrepreneurs?
The question is, Thailand, do you say it's the government? Do you say it's the ecosystem? For me, every country requires an ecosystem. Every ecosystem is distributed to a few different stakeholders, as you mentioned. So it's governmental, academia, private sector, very important, of course the people, the startups. This is like the golden triangles that we call. Okay, so the private sector, the public sector, and the academia, they have to collaborate together. So Thailand is definitely moving forward, definitely. There's still required a lot of support. I know the government is coming up with a new program for supporting entrepreneurs and investors. I think it's a visa for 4 years. They have something new that is supposed to come soon. And, but still you have challenges. A big challenge, what is the technology, the deep technology that allows you to do that? So instead of developing everything yourself, which is good, you can do that, but it requires a lot of funds. If something already exists in another place, collaborate. Go to the region.
Which is the hardest part to come up with the new idea, business model of pursuing startup or along the way, along the process? To be competitive and to be moving on?
It's funny, you know, I've been in Thailand for 6 years and every day I come up and I'm looking around and I see ideas for new things. Always
around
you see around you. So I think it's a mentality you grow up. In Israel, we grow up with asking questions the whole time. We're always looking for challenges and then we're trying to fix it. It's a part of the army kind of culture. It's the culture when you grow up and you're asking a lot of questions. It's something that is different in Asia.
So it has to be with asking critical questions
all the time,
finding solutions
all the time. If you keep asking why rather than like what to do, you're asking why do you even need this. You start with a why, then you understand that you need something else. And then it's easier to come up with a solution. I think solutions are everywhere. It's just a matter to understand what you really want to achieve. The future challenges will be like, you have all these people that have no connection. Find a synergy between them. The biggest disruption will be when technology from one part will engage in another thing. And I'll give you an example. There is a company in Israel. It's very, very well known. They were sold last year, 2017 in March, for $15.3 billion.
Wow, that's
It's
huge.
a startup, yeah, sort of. And this company is dealing with alert for cars. So they were doing like a automatic, basically alert for the driver before he's doing a collision, right? And they were purchased by Intel. And Intel, everybody said that Intel made a bad decision, you know, like why would they do that? You know, like $15 billion on one company. It's funny, a few months afterwards, Intel came up and opened this new project with Google for autonomous cars, and now this whole project is hundreds of billions.
So it's
and now
expensive.
everybody's saying, wow, it was such a good buy.
Oh, yeah.
Because this so you see, it's like it's a matter of
So you really
relative.
need to have imagination when you got
Yes.
idea.
If you can see where the future is going, I can tell you that you just need to do the right bets.
คุณบารักยืนยันว่าเห็นพลังสร้างสรรค์อย่างมากมายในบรรดาผู้ประกอบการสตาร์ทอัพในประเทศไทยค่ะ